Okay. All right.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, David.
Would you like to talk countertops today?
I suppose we can do that.
Fantastic. Looks like we got ourselves a Half Pints episode.
We do. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Half Pints. And if you couldn't guess, we're going to talk about
Hard
countertops.
stuff.
Hard stuff. That could get misconstrued pretty easily. But we're going to be talking about the stuff that our beer sits on. You know, the laptops and the iPads and the microphones, countertops. Very, very important, very pricey part of the kitchen.
Crucial to your life. You would not be able to prepare food if you did not have a countertop. And this one is for you. How do you choose? What do you look for? Maybe. What are the differences between the different versions of them?
Yes.
Tons of options. We're going to break them all down.
That's the thing. There's actually lots of options now. And we are going to break them all down right to the very beginning, to when the Earth was formed back, 4,000 BC or whatever it is. I don't know. Oh, Siri's telling me. Actually, hey Siri. Hey Siri. When was the Earth formed?
Earth is about 4.54 billion years old.
Okay, so about roughly 4.5 billion years ago, we had an Earth formed and it created a bunch of rock in two different ways. One of them is igneous rocks and metamorphic rocks.
I don't think that's entirely accurate, but
I watch space documentaries every night.
all right.
I know.
Do you pay attention?
No, I'm usually falling asleep. But, okay, so whatever. Getting off topic here. The reason why we're going to discuss this because there is a difference between these certain countertops we're going to talk about. So there's an igneous rock and a metamorphic rock.
Nobody cares about your rock types. Let's talk countertops.
Okay.
Let's start with the big one.
Okay, the big one, the granite one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
Okay, so-
Dave's yelling at me again. Tell him, Mom.
So
The first one we're going to talk about today is granite countertops. Probably the most common used out there. It is an igneous rock, which means
it was formed from lava.
magma is the line.
Okay, well,
So
it
that
was
we can
melted
get
rock.
Austin Powers in here.
Yeah, it was melted rock, and then it cooled and formed into the beautiful granite countertops that we cut up out of the mountainsides. So yeah, price range. It can be the cheapest option if it's really bland and uniform looking, and it can also be exceptionally expensive depending on how rare it is and how beautiful it is. As far as hardness goes, it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
It can definitely be up there. There's obviously softer compositions. It's made up of whatever was melted into it, but it's generally on the harder side of things.
Right.
What else do they need to know? The harder something is, the more it will chip, right? The less forgiving it is to a blow.
Fair
Even
enough.
though it's strong and it's hard to cut through, it's going to... if you smash a pot against the edge around your sink, it's going to chip off, and you can probably epoxy it.
But let's be real. Like, these people got to smash their pot into the corner of the granite to get it to
happens.
chip.
Over the years, it's going to happen.
Like,
right?
you got to be a few pewter pints deep and just get mad at your pot and just smash it into your granite, and we'll see which one wins, the pot or the granite, and guarantee the granite will win. But whatever. Apart from that, because it's a natural stone, it means it's quite porous, correct?
No, not a granite. The
Oh.
granite's not porous.
There you go.
So it's great if you have an acid sitting on it for a while. It's going to be okay. Maintenance is great. I mean, seal it once a year.
Yeah.
If you're, if that. I know there's sealers that'll go like 10 years now.
I knew that. I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Not porous. Yeah. Okay. So, and pricing, like you said, it varies.
It ranges.
Yeah.
Nice stuff, though. I would say that granite is generally the benchmark that everybody kind of compares to. So there's granite level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then an R, which is like the real rare stuff. But a level 7 granite's going to be expensive.
Okay. And 11.1's a Home Depot special.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll have like level 1 to 3 at a Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on. Let's do the
next one on the topic. The one that I think is outrageous to put in your kitchen, but some people do it. We're going to advise you not to do it, but at the same time, it's got its benefits as well. Marble. Right? It's a metamorphic rock, which means it's actually just made out of straight compression and heat. It's deep in the earth, more expensive, right?
It can be.
But what's the biggest problem? Why don't I like it? Why do I think it's insane to put in your kitchen?
It absorbs everything. So it's a really porous rock. You have to have a bulletproof sealer on there. And there's a brand called Bulletproof. You have to have one hell of a sealer on top of that product, and you need to maintain that. You need to make sure that if a wine glass spills on it or like any acid whatsoever, you need to wipe it up immediately. It's not a good option for a kitchen. It's not that you can't do it, but
there's better stuff out there.
Yeah. Even putting it into a shower or something, you need to seriously maintain just the amount of moisture that it retains. It's just not a good option. Keep your marble on your floors and your bathroom countertops.
Yeah.
Accent walls and stuff like that. Details, you're okay, but just not any of the heavy, keep it out of your kitchen, keep it out of your showers, and for the most part, you'll be okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So let's go on to the next new popular one.
Yeah. This one's cool. It looks great. Lots of people are doing it. It helps cut costs. That one is quartz. And quartz is different from everything else we're talking about here, except for one, and that's because it is a man-made product. It is not carved out of the earth like the first two options.
Yeah, so they're going to take the natural materials, they're going to grind them up, and they're going to mix them with an epoxy, and there's some benefits to it. It's really popular nowadays because everybody thinks that it's a zero maintenance product, which to some degree is true. The great thing about it is it is not as hard of a product. So that epoxy allows a little bit of forgiveness. Mm-hmm. So if you smack the edge of your sink cut out with a pot, it's going to hold up pretty well.
Yeah.
Not to say that you can't break it, but it's definitely got some forgiveness to it. Thermal properties, great. And it doesn't really stain. You can discolor it, but it's not going to seep into it.
Yeah, it's not porous, right?
Yeah. So you might stain it, blueberries or whatever will stain it. And it can be a pain to clean, but
you'll get it out.
You can if you try hard enough. Yeah.
You mush some blueberries in your marble countertop. Good luck.
Yeah. You don't have to call a specialist for it. Yeah. You can get it out yourself.
And the pricing of it, you tend to save money while choosing it, no?
It's cheaper than a high-end granite. It's like mid-range. It's mid-range granite, level 3 to 5 kind of thing.
Okay. But either way, it's a great product. It looks good. It looks like a natural granite if you wanted to. The ones you pick, they've nailed how to make that.
Yeah,
stuff.
They've really come a long way.
Yeah.
Cambria and Caesar Stone, Cambria. They've really mastered it. So some of the higher level ones, they look awesome nowadays. So.
Yeah. Okay, so on to the next one. This one can be confused with the one we just talked about, quartz. If someone tells you they have this, it is not what we just talked about. This is quartzite. This is something totally different.
This is another metamorphic rock. So it's the same creation process as a marble. But a marble is primarily made out of limestone, where a quartzite is primarily quartz. It's as hard as, the strongest granites, and given, I don't know this for sure, but I would imagine that the strongest granites out there are likely a very close composition to a quartzite, and that's why they're equally as strong. But it's a natural product, and it's like the hardness and properties of granite with the beauty of a marble.
Now, what's this? What are we on right now?
This is a quartzite countertop. So they're rare. They're beautiful. Like, some of the most beautiful countertops I've ever seen have been quartzite.
Yeah, they look stunning. Not to say that anything else doesn't look stunning, but this stuff's exceptionally nice. You can feel the difference. It's nice stuff. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's strong. It's durable. Again, you got to watch the chipping. And the only real issue with it, sometimes the veins can be more porous or more weak, and that's what you'll get your etching on.
Which is very similar to marble, right? You got to watch out for the veins in your marble.
Yeah,
anyone who's ever installed marble before will tell you it sucks for that.
Yeah, they crack, they flake. We've touched on that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, the quartzite countertops are probably my favorite, just because the beauty and all the same properties as a granite. So as far as pricing goes, obviously it's going to be priced to the higher end of the granite scale. But in my opinion, worth every penny.
Yeah. You can tell we're not biased about anything. All right. So on to another non-biased opinion. This is the new kid on the block, a different... I haven't seen much about it in jobs. I haven't seen it used a lot. I hear it come up a lot. It confuses me. I don't understand why we're doing it, but people are doing it, and it's fine. And that's porcelain countertops.
Yeah, right?
It's to me, I mean, I'm not going to say it's weird. It's just different. But it makes sense. It does make sense to use it. I mean, it's hard, right? It looks good.
Not porous, easy maintenance.
Right? You can make it look however you want. I mean, there's people, you're stepping on their floors, you think it's marble floors. Like, nah, that's just porcelain. Looks like marble.
Yeah. So you get all the benefits. I would say that the only downfall with it is the fact that it's an imprint on the top.
Yeah.
It's a baked on finish, right? And because of that, if you chip it, the finish doesn't go all the way through. There isn't the material, it's not a consistent material the whole way through. So you can't buff it out. It's a lot harder to fix.
Yeah.
So I think the real benefit of it is you can much more cheaply run your product up the wall as your backsplash. If you like that look where you have your countertop flowing up into your backsplash, it's a great product for that, because instead of having a 3/4 or 1.25" product, this big heavy stone coming up your wall, big heavy expensive stone coming up the wall, you can have a thin sheet, 1/4 inch, 3/8 thin sheet, and it's a lot easier to work with, a lot easier to cut. I think it's a great option in that respect, if you're going to not really use your kitchen too often.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're one of those people that don't cook.
I don't know. Like, for me, I like, the feel of a natural stone, and that's why I like the quartz, because it tricks you. Because it is natural stone, it's just ground up and recycled. But like a porcelain, like, what a porcelain tile feels like. Like, you walk on it. I don't know.
I don't know. Grab one of those. Like those. We have the samples.
The force isn't working, so we'll try it next time. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's tons of options for everything out there. All we're trying to do is really educate you guys on which one we think is best for you.
Or maybe not even that. Just give you the idea of what you're looking at. You can make your own decision on what's good for you. So
yeah, exactly. That's kind of like what I said, but different,
I guess.
Okay, so that's that. That's our information to give you. That's our little podcast on countertops. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
We've been enjoying this Mill Street.
Yeah, so shout out to Garrett again for the Mill Street. This time it's a Pilsner. We're not going to get into it. We'll get into it on Friday. We got a new guest coming in again on Friday, so tune into that. We're not going to tell you who it is, but it's a good one. I think you guys are going to like it. So thanks, Garrett, for the beer. So again, hit us up on social media. We're at PEWTER.build along all platforms. And if you want to listen to the podcast and you're sick of YouTube because, it collapses when you close the app or whatever, we're on Spotify. We're on Google Play and we're on iTunes, Apple Podcasts or
Yeah.
iTunes,
Apple Podcast. Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, not to be confused with iTunes. So so check us out on any platform you want. We'll be there.
Just so you know, the Half Pint episodes are only on YouTube.
Okay.
I feel like those are better suited just for YouTube. But the full Pewter Pints episodes, those are on everything.
Yeah, okay, so those will be on everything. And me and Dave are really handsome, so if you want to check us out, we'll be on video as well. So, there we go. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Remember, like and subscribe. Smash the like button.
Smash them up.
Smash them up. And thanks for listening again. Have a good weekend, guys.
Cheers.